What's good, and welcome to the Nameless Sports Podcast, the very first episode of this podcast that we have started. I am Jordan Mays, along with Philip Horton and Will Sharp. We're going to have a good time. You having a good time?
No,
get me out.
you're ruining this for me, honestly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, today we got a couple of topics to talk about. First off, we're going to be talking about the NFL free agency frenzy, because you heard about that, didn't you? Right? Maybe.
No.
You're a little late, bro, to be honest.
Yeah, all right, dude. We got delayed by 3 weeks, brother. You got to relax. We're going to talk about Bill Belichick throwing his money all over the place because he's rich. We're going to talk about Sam Darnold being traded to – yeah, you can't say that.
I can't. That's PG enough. That's PG enough. Keep going.
We're gonna talk about Sam Darnold being traded to the Carolina Panthers, and we're gonna talk about all that great stuff. Also,
Deshaun Watson.
We're not talking about Deshaun Watson. We're not doing that. Secondly, we are going to be talking about the stupid age-old argument about Eli Manning, if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback or not, which we all know the answer to, correct?
Shut up, he is.
Yeah, we'll get into that, brother. Right.
Okay, pal.
We'll also talk about who is under the most pressure this upcoming season. Is it the new Indianapolis quarterback, Carson Wentz, the newly paid and very rich Dak Prescott, or somebody who finally has a chance to win a Super Bowl because, God, he's out of Detroit. Praise Jesus. It's Matt Stafford.
Whoa.
And finally, we'll also recap this March Madness tournament, which was incredible. It was insane. And my bracket's dead, except I predicted the national championship correctly. And we give our predictions.
Yeah, I think everyone's
bracket is dead.
You're not so special, pal.
Yeah, well, all right, dude. Hey, if you two want to introduce yourselves.
Are you already introduced?
I'll go first.
All right, go
I'm William. You know, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a Philly sports fan in general. All the teams suck other than the 76ers, so they're my only hope. So hopefully we talk about them a lot more than the other two teams. But you know, that's what's up. It's a lot better than this guy over here, Philip Horton. So.
All right, pal. I'm Philip Horton. I'm a Broncos fan. I don't pay attention to any other sports because I could care less. I mean, I just really I don't
Thank
care.
you, Philip.
Shut up.
Very
Okay. All right, so we're gonna get into this. First things first. The NFL free agency frenzy period, which was wild, by the way. We saw the Patriots making a whole bunch of moves, getting better. We saw Juju Smith-Schuster stay in Pittsburgh. Kenny Galladay is a New York Giant. Sam Darnold got traded today.
He did. I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice it?
I did.
You know, before we move on, I realize that Philip has a need to interrupt the
Shut up.
the podcast, and you know, I'm taking.
Will said you gotta shut up, dude. All right, we're gonna talk about this first of all, and we'll give our thoughts. You know, we're gonna let's have Will go first. Will, who do you think made the biggest move this free agency period?
Well, I mean, come on, it has to be the Patriots. I don't think they made the biggest move in terms of re-signing or signing somebody, but the amount of depth that they added this year to help Cam Newton out, who they also re-signed. I don't know if that was the best decision or not, but they just added a really good core. Johnny Smith, Hunter Henry. I mean, that's two really good receiving tight ends. So I think they did a great job this offseason. So I'll give it to the Patriots.
True. Philip, who do you believe made the biggest moves here in this free agency period?
I gotta agree with Will. The fact that the Patriots, I mean, signing. Oh God, I can't remember. I know Matthew Judon, Johnny Smith, Hunter Henry, obviously. Re-signing Cam Newton. I agree with Will. Don't know if that was the greatest decision with this QB draft class coming up.
Nice grammar.
But they're making big money, big moves. It's interesting. I think they did the best, honestly. I mean, some teams like the Giants made some pretty good moves, but Patriots just brought it home.
Yeah, Giants take the second place for me.
What about? I'm thinking New England as well. I mean, you look at everything they've done. I mean, you saw the Jalen Mills signing. They re-signed, brought back in Kyle Van Noy, of course. Matt Judon coming in. Nelson Aguilar was coming off of I'd argue, a career resurgence of a year.
Yeah. No, that's a career year for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And then you add on Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Giving Cam Newton weapons is the one thing I wanted to see, and that's the one thing they did. So I'm into it.
Yeah, did correctly. Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun offense to watch, fun defense. Bill Belichick, of course. Josh McDaniels. I'm gonna see. I think they make the playoffs this year. So.
You know, I was thinking about if they would make the playoffs, and I don't know, dude. I mean, that Dolphins team. They signed. Tua is up and down. You know.
Yeah,
everybody hates Tua.
Really.
Everybody hates this guy.
Something.
I can't believe it.
I hate. To be honest, I'm not gonna use hate. I disliked Tua coming out of college. I think he just kind of had everything handed to him. I didn't think he was gonna project well to the NFL. He was definitely disappointing this last year, but I mean, that can be expected. The quarterbacks were in and out, and this is rookie year, so. It's hard to judge.
Just basing off his, basing on what he showed us this year, I'm surprised they didn't put Ryan Fitzpatrick in more and they let him play as much. I mean, putting a rookie over a veteran who was putting up better numbers is it's surprising. But
yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick, of course, now a member of the Washington football team, but also, I mean, they still got a decent backup quarterback behind Tua. They signed Jacoby Brissett, of course. Love Jacoby Brissett here.
Cannot just
Brissett.
They signed Jacoby Brissett, longtime Colts quarterback, now in Miami.
I don't know about long time.
Yeah, quote unquote long time. He was also in New England. But
Jacoby really young. Not really. He's young.
He's like semi-young. I mean,
he looks like an old man.
How old is he? I don't think he's that old.
I'm gonna research it up. I'm gonna do the research.
I think he's like, I don't know if he's 30.
Jacoby Brissett.
He's 28.
So he's not that old.
Yeah, no, he's in the prime of his career still. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very exciting division, the AFC East division.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll see him play.
Stacked.
Right, and I mean, hey, the Jets, of course, they made a move, and we'll get into that in a second. But I mean, hey, Zach Wilson may be coming to town. That Jets team, they signed Corey Davis. They got Marcus May on the franchise tag. I mean, that's a pretty good division, that AFC East division. And it's while I still believe it's the Bills' division to lose. Hey, I mean, Patriots can make a playoff push. Dolphins can make a playoff push.
I feel like
say the Jets can make a playoff push.
I feel like it's really a battle between the Bills and the Patriots. Like the Dolphins have a chance, but I feel like with the signing and how the Bills played last year, I feel like the Patriots and the Bills just have the biggest chance because they both have really good teams. They have good coaches. I mean,
that division, I think they added the most bulk overall. I mean, all they changed all their coaches. I mean, you look at all the coaches in that division, other than Robert Saleh, which is how I think you say his name.
No.
They're all proven. Brian Flores, great. Sean McDermott, great. Bill Belichick, legend, obviously greatest of all time, I think. And then Brian, or what's his name? What's the Jets' name?
Ryan Saleh.
Saleh, yeah, sorry, I forgot. And he did a really good job with a banged up 49ers defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they got a bunch of value out of Sam Darnold. Obviously, they didn't get what they wanted out of Sam Darnold, but I don't think that was really Sam Darnold. I think that was Adam Gase. They got rid of Adam Gase, of course. They got a bunch of picks for Sam, which will speed up the rebuild, and I think they look pretty nice for the future 3 years down the road.
Right. But, of course, speaking of one Sam Darnold, he made some headlines earlier today. It was because he got traded to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Are you personally excited for the future of the Carolina Panthers after this trade?
I'll go first, Philip. I am very excited to see what Sam Darnold can do. I researched this earlier today. Adam Gase is horrible with quarterbacks. You look at what he did.
Yeah.
I'll just bring up one. Ryan Tannehill. That dude. You say what you want about Ryan Tannehill. He's a quality quarterback.
Absolutely.
He is Pro Bowl. Like, I think he may have gotten whatever you call it, snubbed this year maybe. But I'm just excited to see what Matt Rule in college. He used to be a Penn Stater. That's when Penn State started playing really well. Then he went to Temple. Temple got ranked, and then he went to Baylor. You know what he did with Baylor? He made them into a really good team. And I think he's going to do the same thing in Carolina. I think they had a nice rebound year. Teddy Bridgewater had a good year under Matt Rule. I really like the vision he has for that team, and I think Sam Darnold can do a great job, helping him with it.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
That's what I.
Oh, okay. Apologies, Philip, but I'm with you. I think Sam Darnold, who I believe is a very decent quarterback. Sam Darnold, I feel, was very limited and was honestly the least of the Jets' problems under the Adam Gase reign.
Yeah.
So, hey, him getting the shackles taken off of him, now he's free and he's in Carolina. It should be interesting. I assume he'll be the starting quarterback. I don't know if they'll – I assume, of course, there's going to be a quarterback battle between Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold. But
whose mic is freaking out right now? I was trying to make – is that you, Jordan? I can't pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my first opinion is that, I think it's going to be interesting. And Sam Darnold might be the potential starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Okay, Philip, apologies for cutting you off. You can go now.
I feel like it's going to be a really heavy battle. It might be split games until one of them pulls ahead and shows dominance. But I feel like Sam Darnold was just under the thumb of Adam Gase and couldn't do much because he had no help. He had not that good of a defense. He had no weapons on offense. He really was limited to do anything. But now that he's with Carolina, he has some good weapons. He has a decent defense. I feel like there's something good that's going to come out of there. Only problem is Teddy Bridgewater also had a good season. So I feel like, as y'all are saying, it's going to be a battle.
Oh, yeah. I also want to add to that. What Adam Gase, they did make a couple offseason moves that one offseason. Remember that? They got Le'Veon Bell,
Right.
C.J. Mosley, Jamison Crowder. Yeah. They handled those horribly. C.J. Mosley got injured, which obviously isn't their fault, but didn't want to play for them after he got injured. Le'Veon Bell, Adam Gase just didn't want to play him, which is they signed him to a huge contract and didn't, play him. So that's idiotic. And Jamison Crowder was the only guy who really did anything, and he wasn't even worth his contract. They wasted so much money over the last 3 years. I seriously think Sam Darnold was the scapegoat for all their problems.
Absolutely. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with both the New York Jets and Sam Darnold in the coming weeks. But there's also some major moves across the league, of course, and I am going to throw the focus over towards the NFC East, my division. I hate this division.
My God.
I hate this division. Yeah, Will hates it too. It's a terrible division.
My team was the worst in it.
Oh, Jesus. My Dallas Cowboys, we're a mess, but we'll talk about Dak Prescott here in a second. But the New York Giants, they made a couple moves, and I'm slightly intimidated. What's your opinion on the New York Giants this upcoming season?
No, yeah, I got New York going to the playoffs. So I think they're going to make the playoffs for sure. I think they're the most obvious team to make the playoffs. Then I would have the Washington football team, maybe the Eagles, and then the Cowboys. I'll get into why I think the Cowboys will come last later. But yeah, honestly, it's Washington and New York's division. I think for the next 3 or 4 years. Honestly, the moves that they made in free agency were great. They added just more depth to a team that already had a bunch of depth. We also didn't have one of the best running backs in the league for much of this year. Then you got Washington, the Washington football team. They're solid. Ron Rivera is a good coach. what they're going to do with Ryan Fitzpatrick will be interesting. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I think they both of those teams made pretty good moves to put themselves in a contending spot in the division.
Yeah, absolutely. Philip?
I feel that the Giants have a very strong playoff chance out of all of the teams in the NFC East. Based on the display last year, it's shown that those teams they're something. They don't know what to do right now, but I think with all these moves, getting all these free agents, plus getting Saquon back, getting Kenny Golladay, Mark Andrews, I feel like they have a really good chance at, stopping out the competition, making the playoffs. Plus the defense, a little underrated in my opinion, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, God, it's hard to find somebody who bashes a team that they love more than me. And I think I'm going to continue to do it because this New York Giants team, along with that Washington football team, because that defense did not get worse over this offseason. And then they added a solid quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick. That may ruffle a few feathers because Ryan Fitzpatrick is so wishy-washy and so. But, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's a good quarterback in my opinion. And you look at that Washington football team defense, but also with the New York Giants. I mean, the additions of Kenny Golladay, Kyle Rudolph. You get Saquon Barkley back. That's a dangerous team in the making, in my opinion. And I don't want to say it, even though Will already said it. They could very easily, in my opinion, be the team representing the NFCs in the 2021 NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
Now,
just don't see the other teams doing it. And you got Joe Judge, another good coach.
Yeah, I just feel that the Giants have the best chance out of any teams. I mean, most of the teams have potential. The Cowboys have a good team behind them. It's just they just don't know. They can't pull it together. I mean, they've had such a good team for a couple of years now, and they just haven't been able to, get together. And
yeah, I'm gonna keep the topic on the Cowboys while I can. They suck. It's plain and simple. We'll get into one of the topics, I think, while they won't be able to contend in the next coming up years, but just say that they want to throw their running back in a pit. We'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of one New York Giants, this is a topic that oh boy.
My God.
Arguably the biggest controversial topic of 2019 when this man retired. It was brought back because one Philip Horton apparently loves this man.
I don't love him. I just feel like he is a good all-around quarterback, all right?
Eli Manning, two-time Super Bowl champion, of course. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in a Super Bowl. Eli Manning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm okay. You know what? Screw it. I'll give you my take on it. I don't think he is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't think he was that good at the quarterback position. But you know what? I'll let y'all go first. Yeah. Philip,
let Philip go first. Yeah,
please present your case.
Okay,
Eli is a good quarterback.
All right, now listen. Y'all will say what you want about him not being good, but he has stats to prove it, and he has 2 rings. I mean, there's not much more you could ask. He's 8th leading in the passing yards over some well-known names like John Elway, Aaron Rodgers, Franz Harkinson, Warren Moon, Matthew Stafford, Joe Flacco. I mean, he's got tons of yards. He's just good. He's just second.
He's just good. I agree.
Hold on. I mean, he's got a better completion rating than Aaron Rodgers, John Elway, Warren Moon, Matthew Stafford, Joe Flacco, Franz Harkinson, Joe Montana.
Oh, man, just said Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is a good quarterback. You Eagles fan, lead you to a
You know what? I'll start after this, man. You say Eli Manning. You bring up his passing yards, his passing touchdowns. The dude retired when he was 78. I mean, come on. First of all, this man was a Broncos fan. His brother won him a Super Bowl. Okay, so I think that's a little biased already. He didn't see this man play twice a year against his team, which you could see he's down horrendous. Also, my man only went 500 as a starting quarterback. Yeah, for y'all don't know who that is, what that means is he only won half the games he ever played. He's not a winning quarterback. He's not even a winning quarterback. He had so many good teams around him. I just don't see him being a good Hall of Fame case. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't know. It's the stats. Yeah, they're good, but you would have to watch him play. He's just not a Hall of Fame player.
Right.
He only had 2 games that I think he ever went really good.
Hey, I mean,
but
pretty much.
2 games that mattered, though.
Pretty much echoing what Will said. This is the definition of an average quarterback. Is Eli Manning. Like Will said, he went 500, 117 in 117. This man against the NFC East. By the way,
I will bring up the Eagles record in a second too.
By the way, Eli Manning. I mean, against the NFC East has about, let's say, his best against the NFC East. His best record comes against the Washington football team. By the way,
formerly known as the Washington Redskins.
Formerly, of course, but we can't say that.
Don't say that.
Come on, man. You're gonna get us canceled. It's our first episode, and you're already saying controversial stuff. You can't do that. Will's already messed it up. But Eli Manning, I just can't grasp around. Other than the fact that, I mean, he was saved by a helmet catch, and that helped his legacy. But you know what? And of course, a great defense led by Michael Strahan. But you know what? I'll let it slide. You know.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna add more to this. You just brought up his defense. His defense put him in a position a game where I think he only had to make 2 or 3 good drives a game. Their defense also was one of the highest scoring when he played for them. They would score off their turnovers, which is, obviously that's a treat for on offense. But, I mean, this man's record against my team, the Eagles, is 10-21. And in the last 4 years, he didn't win a game against us. So, I mean, I just don't see him being a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think, his early career obviously was better than his later career, but I see some of the greatest quarterbacks, like, they are still really good until their late 30s. I didn't see that with Eli. He was awful.
Philip, do you have a follow-up statement still defending the great Eli Manning?
On the topic of good defenses, let's talk about his brother, Peyton Manning. 2015 Super Bowl. He was carried by his defense.
I will agree.
I think Peyton Manning is also like number 3 in passing yards and didn't go 500 as a quarterback.
I understand this, but I'm saying bringing up the argument of being carried by a defense doesn't
Do you see the size of his head? His brain is too big.
Okay.
Baby Eli got in the NFL because Peyton.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let me 2015 Broncos team. First of all, overrated. All right.
Wow.
Let me tell you.
All right, Mr. Eagles fan.
Defense, very good. Peyton Manning, absolute stud. All right. Let's not forget that year. I mean, Brock Osweiler. He was pretty good with the Broncos that year. Brock Osweiler was pretty good. John Elway loves ruining quarterbacks' careers, but we'll talk about that in a different episode.
Oh boy.
But I mean, you also got to look. There's so many games where Peyton Manning carried his team. I mean, you look at the Colts team that when Peyton got hurt. What did they go 2-14 that year? Yeah. I think J.P. Lozman was their quarterback. Right. But awful. They were awful without him. I mean, that dude's the team. He's a great leader. Eli's more of a quiet guy, but I think if you're going to be a quiet leader, you have to be able to win. And well, I mean, Eli didn't. So
Eli Manning did not win, but I will give him this 2-0 in the Super Bowl against definitively the greatest of all time. That's an accomplishment we cannot take away. But
okay.
I mean,
Say
he
Nick.
didn't win, but he won the most important game. So
Yeah, okay.
2 times.
Nick Foles is more of a stud than he'll ever be. Okay. We can
No,
move
it's
on.
not. You're just upset because Carson Wentz can't win you a Super Bowl.
No.
Ooh,
Carson
great
Wentz
transition.
cannot get you a
Doesn't
Super
matter.
Bowl.
Not on my team anymore.
You know what? Philip, thank you for mentioning one Carson Wentz. Because now we move to this next
Oh
topic.
no.
Who do we believe is under the most pressure coming into
start
this 2021 NFL season? Is it Dak Prescott, who just got paid that load of money? Is it Carson Wentz reconnected with Frank Reich? Or is it Matthew Stafford finally on a good team? Who's under the most pressure? Will Sharp
I'll go first. So I'm pretty solid. So I think I know where the 3 quarterbacks are in this. I think I got a pretty good opinion on this.
Don't you say
obviously that doesn't matter.
Don't
Dak
you?
Prescott.
God.
Okay, you're telling me he's not under the most pressure? You would be lying to me. This whole Dallas fan base. We know that they're extremely toxic. All right, let's be honest here. He's got what, the second biggest contract in football right now, Jordan? Could you elaborate?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're telling
he
me
does.
they're paying a guy who just tried the ankle break and immediately failed. $500 million a year, whatever it is, I don't care. It's around there.
500.
They love going 8-8. He's only been to the playoffs twice. He had a really good. I will give him this. He had a really good year last year before he got injured, like maybe one MVP year. I just don't trust him. I mean, you've got such a good offense around him. I know Mike McCarthy sucks at being a coach, but his offense has always been good. They have a great offense. I think they have the best offense in the league, actually, when you look on paper. And to me, he hasn't done anything too impressive. He hasn't won in the playoffs that much. I mean, he has won, but not too much. Then you have Matthew Stafford. I don't really think Stafford's on that much pressure. We already know what the Rams are getting in Stafford. He's had years of great productivity in Detroit, of all places. So I think he'll be fine in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I think with a team around him, he can make a playoff run. I'm hoping. I really want to see him go in the playoffs and win one. And then Carson, for Carson, I don't think he has any pressure under him. For me, Carson, he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He's already had one of the low light of his career. All he has to do is just go up from here. So I don't think Carson's under that much pressure. I would rank it. Dak has the most, Stafford second, and then Wentz third.
Philip Horton, please say something that does not depress me like Will Sharp just did.
Well, sadly, Jordan, I'm gonna have to agree. I feel like Dak Prescott is. I mean, you got to think about it. He just got paid. Was it $160 million? And I mean, if you got paid that much, Jordan, and you're a starting NFL quarterback, you're gonna have a lot of pressure because people are gonna think, oh wait, well you're not worth this money. You're not worth all that money. So you have to play good. But the stress, I just feel like he's gonna be stressed the whole time. I feel like he has a good, offense. The defense needs some work, but a good offense around him, like statistically on paper, to help him. I feel like they can do a lot this season. But I just feel like with all that money, I feel like he has the most pressure. And then I gotta go with, Stafford being next. He hasn't had that many great seasons. He's been he's been in Detroit. He's been trying to do the best he can, but just Detroit is known for ruining good players' careers. I mean, look at Megatron or Barry Sanders had the chance to be so much better than they were, but they got
The great Roy Williams. The great Roy Williams.
Yes. Well, I was thinking, the main two, but yes. And then Wentz, I don't think there's much pressure on him. I mean, past 2 seasons, he hasn't been the greatest, hasn't been putting up great stats. I mean, moving to Indiana, I feel like He doesn't have much I mean, just only thing he can really do is go up. But I mean, that's just how I feel. Dak Prescott has definitely the most pressure on him.
All right, Jordan.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. The answer to this question is Matthew Stafford. And I'm going to tell you why here. And why it's not Dak Prescott. Yeah, all right, well. For Matt Stafford, I believe, we've heard all these great things about Matt Stafford from me. Myself, we've all said very great things about Matt Stafford, how he's so underrated and he just deserves to be on a good team. And if he gets on a good team, then he can make a playoff push or something like that. And we talk all about that. This is the year for Matthew Stafford. He's proven he's underrated. He's proven he's been held back by Detroit. Now is the time. If you're going to make a playoff push, you have the team to do it. If you're going to make a Super Bowl run, this is the team to do it with.
Calm down.
I don't think Dak Prescott is under the most pressure. I think he's under more pressure than Carson Wentz. I will agree with both of you when I say Wentz has no real pressure on him. But when it comes to Matt Stafford, I think out of these three quarterbacks, Matt Stafford, this is his year to deliver. And if he doesn't, what are we gonna look at? What are we gonna look at now? Do we just take back everything we said? Like, oh well, I guess he wasn't this great quarterback. I guess he wasn't doing all these great things we saw in Detroit, side arming and things like that. He's incredible. Wow. If he does not deliver here, let alone, hey, if this team, which I guarantee they won't, but if by some sort of witchcraft this team's not even 500 or 500, it's a disappointment. Now, on the topic of Dak Prescott, why do I think that Dak Prescott is not under the most pressure?
Because you're a Cowboys fan.
Well, yeah, partially. But also, I don't believe when you look in who is going to be playing football in January, February, nobody is really expecting the Dallas Cowboys, at least this year, to really be in the conversation. I'm not expecting that, personally. I don't think I've seen way too much of this team to automatically believe that this is a team that, we're going to the Super Bowl, like every other Cowboys fan. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not in the NFC East that's this good. Not in an NFC division, not in the NFC conference that's this good. I don't think this team can make a push towards the playoffs or towards the Super Bowl. We can maybe get into the playoffs. I mean, we can win the NFC East, hopefully.
Here it goes, Philip.
We can hopefully win the NFC East. But this is a team.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
I mean, I hear it all the time, and now I'm going to use it in this argument. This is a team that has not made it past the divisional round in about 26 years.
Imagine.
Yeah.
They haven't been past the divisional round in about 26 years. What are we expecting from Mike McCarthy, who even with Dak Prescott, which I won't blame it all on Mike McCarthy. I mean, Mike Nolan was the defensive coordinator, and that defense stunk. Jeez, look at this defense the first 5 weeks pre-Prescott injury. This team stunk. I mean, we lucked out against the Atlanta Falcons. Lucked out. We got lucky because we were playing the Atlanta Falcons. But you look at that Cowboys team, if you watch this team for all this time, nobody can really look at this team and say, that's a Super Bowl contender. I don't think you can, and I don't think you should. With Carson Wentz, I feel like there's no pressure on him at all, really. It's been 4 years without Frank Reich. If things don't go well immediately, they will certainly get better. I'm sure of it. I don't think there's any real pressure on Carson Wentz. There is pressure on Dak Prescott, but not as much as you two are telling me.
No, all right. I'm going to add on to this. All right.
I mean,
listen,
am I wrong?
For the 20 viewers that we're going to get on this, we need to put up a poll, first of all.
After 21, don't forget my mom.
Okay.
True.
this is ridiculous. It's Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. You're saying, listen, I get your heart's in it. All right, you love your boy Dak. I think Dak's cool. He's a Cowboys quarterback, and I'm an Eagles fan. I like Dak. But I mean, I know what you. No, but that is what a contract like that suggests where you should be going. I think you should, if you pay a quarterback that much money, I think that should mean that quarterback can get you in the playoffs, no matter in a bad situation.
I will agree with you.
Not any situation, but
I will agree with
a bad
you.
one. I mean, I think there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him. Stafford's always been a real quiet player. Not much said about him. I think he's underrated. I mean, there's no pressure on Stafford. Stafford's gonna do. I mean, he's gonna throw tutties for the boys and play some good football. So. And Dak's gonna throw more interceptions with that huge contract.
Yeah, all right, dude. We'll see. Philip, you got anything to add before we move to?
I mean, Matt Stafford does have a lot of pressure. I agree, but with having a good team around him, having arguably the best defense in the league. I mean, and then having a pretty good offense. I mean, he could use some better weapons. He does have a great coach, yes. I just feel like he's not expected as much as Dak Prescott. I mean, we've seen how he is. We know he's an underrated quarterback. I know he is, at least. That's what I will say that till the day I die. But I mean,
hopefully it's soon.
It's just
wow. That hit me like a truck. Why did you say that?
Anyways, I just feel like Dak Prescott has more pressure on him just because of that contract. I mean, I don't know. He just hasn't been showing up for the money.
You have two neutral fans that are unbiased, and then you have a delusional Cowboys fan who said that they would make playoffs last year.
Average.
So I think we can move on to the next topic. I think I think we know where we stand on this.
Yeah. Also, by the way, that hopefully soon bit you said, that's staying in. By the way.
Oh, I want it to.
All right. Final topic, because it's also about that time. Mm-hmm. This is about to be the most. I feel like it's fair to say this: the most casual March Madness review you will ever hear, because none of us really watch college basketball like that. But God, do we love March Madness?
Everybody, come on.
Step out for this one. I don't know nothing.
Philip's gonna head out.
March Madness is fun, dude.
March Madness is awesome.
It's great. I mean, come on. If college football did something like that, I don't think they'll ever will, because football is more. It's more. What am I trying to say? Physical demanding of your body. Right. That would be just too much. I mean, it's so fun to watch March Madness, though, especially when a team that you like we'll use for reference, Arkansas Razorbacks,
right?
We were all cheering for. I think when they can make a decent run into the Elite Eight, I mean, it just everybody in the town speaks about it. I mean, it's just and it rallies people together. It's really fun to watch.
Most of us, baby.
All right, see, Philip's gonna duck out for this segment because Philip does not watch basketball. But me and Will and I are gonna try to do our best.
All right, well, I'm gonna sign out because, as Jordan said, I ain't pay attention to anything.
Philip, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Imagine if you were recording.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. See y'all.
All right, Philip. Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, screw off, Philip.
All right. Will, we're going to finish this. All right, we're going to talk about here we go. March Madness tournament. It was I mean, I enjoyed it.
Enjoyable, yeah. It was great.
It was awesome. We saw a bunch of upsets.
Yeah.
That nobody really saw coming.
That's what made it so great. Sadly Colgate University couldn't pull through for me. I'm going all the way to the chip, beating Gonzaga 123-6. But
absolutely, yeah, definitely.
I thought it was pretty realistic, but it ended up not going that way. But yeah, there was. I I think it had the most upsets inside the first 2 rounds I saw,
Right.
which is crazy. Loyola Chicago made another run, which is really cool to watch.
Yeah.
I love that team. Arkansas made a good run, like I said. We hear, and then you had some really good teams. UCLA came out of nowhere.
Cool first 4 team, by the
Yeah.
way, UCLA.
I mean, I really thought they didn't look like an 11 seed. They did not.
No, definitely
They didn't
not.
look like an 11 seed that made it to that place. They looked like a 3 or 2 seed.
Absolutely.
I thought, yeah, they played top notch. And then you got, of course, Gonzaga and Baylor played really good. I thought Houston played good this tournament. But I guess we'll. I mean, what did you feel about that?
I mean, hey, this tournament was awesome. I mean, hey, first off, shout out Oral Roberts. That team, insane.
Greatest team name ever.
I remember exactly. I remember being so hyped about them beating Ohio State, even though I had Ohio State in the Sweet 16 losing to the Arkansas Razorbacks. I was still shocked out of my mind, but also so incredibly happy for that Oral Roberts team.
Yeah.
And of course, like you said, watching Loyola Chicago make another run is just incredible.
I mean, the
That's
dude who
awesome.
played on their team looked like he was 60. So, I mean, that was also fun.
Yeah.
You love it when plus Gonzaga's, I think his name is Drew Tim, who has the stash. It's just the memes that come out are great. So you love to see that happening too.
Right.
That makes it even better.
But that first round, incredible. Arkansas with the back-to-back heart attack games against both Texas Tech and Oral Roberts. Jeez, shaved at least 8 years off of my life with these games. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey.
Both came down to final shots that weren't us. Thank God.
Yeah.
That was great.
How about the Must Bus, baby?
The Must Bus.
Eric Must crazy.
Love him.
Yeah. But I mean, it came down to Saturday at the time of this recording. The Final Four, we saw Baylor dismantle Houston, mop the floor with this team. And then, arguably, one of the greatest college basketball games of all time, Gonzaga and UCLA had. And it ended in the wildest 10 seconds you'll ever see with a layup by UCLA. Of course. Layup by UCLA and Jalen Suggs sprinting down to half court, heaving up a bomb, which he knew was going to go in.
Jalen Suggs is different.
Yeah. Different. Gonzaga, 93-90 against UCLA. What a fun tournament. And I'll say this live on the record.
Uh-oh.
I enjoy March Madness more than I enjoy the NBA playoffs.
For sure. I mean, come on. One game, 64 teams. It's intense. Like, you only get one shot. I will say, I think it was a lot more fun this year because our team usually came down to the very end. Like, I mean, if it's a blowout, then it's especially in the first round.
Yeah.
That must just take it out for you. Yeah, but NBA, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're losing a lot of people.
I love a good Game 7 in the playoffs. I love a good Game 7. But it's hard to beat March Madness in this, man. The upsets and the Final Four, it's two of the great. I mean, honestly, give me March Madness over the NBA playoffs any day of the week, to be honest.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Well, this the national championship has started. Good Lord, Baylor's up 9-0 at the time right now.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, oh God, I picked Gonzaga to win this game.
I did too.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hey, quick predictions before we end the first episode here.
Yep. I think Gonzaga still. I think they end up coming back. Yeah, I mean that's not too much of a lead.
Yeah, this team's gonna be fine.
Oh my God! Imagine if Jalen Suggs pulls up from half court again.
Oh, I'd love it. Please do.
For no reason this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Gonzaga myself as well.
Yeah,
I mean, I have way too much trust in this team after what I just saw. They went into deep waters with UCLA. I feel like even though Baylor is a different animal, I feel like they can weather the storm a little bit.
Yeah, Baylor beat Arkansas. So.
Yeah, true. Nah, we don't like Baylor here.
All right.
All right. Hey, to everybody listening, appreciate you for making it this far. To Philip, who is gone because he doesn't watch basketball, we appreciate you. And to Will, hey, dude, this was fun.
Yeah. I can't wait to do the second episode.
Yeah, whenever we got
Whenever
delayed
we
by
procrastinate and
we got delayed by 3
reschedule.
weeks. Delayed by 3 weeks due to Zack Snyder's Justice League and 2 weeks of nothing.
Yeah, we really don't have an excuse. It's just being lazy. But, yeah.
Hey, we'll try our best to at least deliver maybe once a week.
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna do it. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Please follow on Instagram. Do all that good stuff. That's it. Will, you got something to say before we go?
No, just thank you for everybody who got here. I guess we'll see you next episode.
Hey, we'll see you next episode when it happens. All right, that'll do it. We'll see you when we see you. God. All right, this show stunk.